recording. Hey guys. All right, so welcome to this week's group-wide training. We're going to be talking about this incentive trip that we are still not sure where we're going, but we need to start planning anyway. So we're going to be talking about incentive trip, and we're going to be talking about big goals for the fall, which are going to go hand in hand, because what you do in the fall is going to help you get that incentive trip, and working towards that incentive trip is going to help you meet your goals, and everything's going to mesh together, and we're going to be in super good shape. All right. So before we start talking about incentive, I just wanted to talk about a couple things really quick about the future of these calls. And so Josh and Brandon and I have been trying for a couple months to get ourselves all organized to be able to do these with you guys on a regular basis. And I think, at least for me, things seem to be getting to some kind of normal, whatever this new normal is. But what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do these on a weekly basis, but alternating between a training and a power hour / work session. Okay, so like this week we're doing a training on a specific topic. Next week will just be more of a power hour get together. Whoever can join, bring something to work on. If you have questions or you want to talk things out, we can do that. Be more casual, just come work on some stuff for an hour and then we're done. And then the following week will be another training. Okay, so that's kind of how we're going to plan on doing these. So it's one night a week for an hour. I know that this is bedtime for a lot of people. It's bedtime for my kids too. I make daddy put them to bed on Thursdays. It's just the way it goes. But if you can commit to 1 hour a week, or even 1 hour every other week, if you can't make the power hour, I would rather see you be at the training, because we're going to obviously be covering things that are important for our businesses. So that's the plan. It will be Thursdays, most likely at 9 o'clock, depending on what works best. There's a fly in here. We might be moving it to 8. We're not quite sure. We're going to stick with 9 for right now. So plan on that. So mark that off in your calendar that on Thursdays at 9 o'clock, you've got a weekly group training. Okay. So let's talk incentives. So incentive trip, obviously incentive earning period was just announced last week. So we are underway. We're already earning towards it. We have no idea, like I said, where we're going. To me, it doesn't really matter. I want to go there wherever it is. Like I said last week, my kids think it's the Upper Peninsula. They're all super excited that we're going to go to the Upper Peninsula again. And I'm like, well, all right. But the whole key is to build your business. So I've said this before. If you're on my team, you've heard me say it with every incentive that we've had. The incentive trip or prize or whatever is like the sprinkles. The whole intent of these incentives when Scentsy puts them together is for us to build our businesses. So regardless of whether they're sending us to Disney World, I have no idea. I'm just saying Disney World or the Upper Peninsula or the North Pole, whatever.
On the floor.
It's all about building your business. And that's essentially what we're working to do. It doesn't matter what the incentive is. The whole point of it is to build your business. Okay. So that's why they structure them the way that they do. That's why there's always both a PRV and a recruiting / team building aspect to it, because that's what we need to do in order to build our businesses, build our paychecks, build our empires. Okay. They go hand in hand. So you can't just have a PRV based incentive, because PRV alone is not going to build your business. And you can't have just a recruiting incentive, because just having a team and not doing any work on your own isn't going to build your business. They go hand in hand, and that's why these incentives are built the way they are. Okay. So I'm going to start with a high level overview. I'm not going to go into every single teeny tiny little bit of this, because you guys have access to all of this stuff on the workstation. But I'm going to break it. I'm going to talk about the different levels, and then what we're going to do, I hope that you guys brought with you your points tracker that I shared in the event page. And I know Brandon and Josh shared it in their event page as well. Like I said, there's probably half a dozen of these floating around on Facebook in different places. use whatever works for you. I found a Excel spreadsheet that somebody put together, and I just started looking at it because I like to be able to plug in a number and have it like tell me where that puts me. But this is what I'm going to work with for right now. So if you don't have this printed yet, please print it, because having something in front of you to be able to see where you are going, what you need to do to get there is going to make this much more attainable for you. If you're not keeping track of where you are where you are in terms of where you want to go, you're literally floating blind. And then December 15th is going to get here and you're going to be freaking out because you don't know what you need to do to earn this trip. And we're not going to do that. We're going to start right now. We're going to dive in. We're going to start working today. And then we're not going to be panicking at the end of this incentive period about trying to get 5,000 points in 2 weeks. Okay. If we start now and we have a plan and we can visualize where we need to go, we're going to be good. All right. So I am going to look at and just kind of go back and forth between this list of info, which I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is just the list of the overview from Workstation. And then I also pulled up the FAQ, but like I said, I'm not going through word for word, line by line. I'm just kind of going to cross-reference both because there is a little bit more info in the FAQ than what's on the overview. But we have 6 levels of this incentive that we can earn, okay? So you've got anywhere from 20,000 points all the way up to 94,000 points. And you guys, I'm shooting for the highest level because I got 3 kids and a husband and a mom. And so I want to take us all. So I'm going big guns. But based on what you are working for is when we go to plug in these numbers, that's what you're going to be shooting for your target to be, okay? So you've got anywhere from your goal is anywhere from 20,000 up to 94,000 points, okay? That does include different levels of sponsoring points. So there, like I said, there's a sponsoring and recruiting aspect to this entire thing, regardless of what level you're shooting for. You have to have certain recruiting points in order to earn that level, okay? So the first level is just for you. So a 1-person trip. Second level is for 2, third level is for 3, all the way up to 6 people, okay? You also have the option to choose SFR. So if we find out in 2 weeks that the location of this incentive trip is somewhere you have absolutely no desire to go, even if it's free, that's okay. Or if the schedule or the planning doesn't work out, if you can't go during the dates it happens. Like I've had to take SFR. There's nothing wrong with taking SFR. It's a great option, actually. I mean, they don't even have to offer that to us, and they do. So it's an awesome option, and you can take that if you earn any level, okay? But the key is that SFR, the max is you plus 1 guest, okay? So if you have 94,000 points and then you find out you can't go to wherever we're going, you can still only take 1 person to SFR with you. You can't take 5. The SFR is maxed out at you plus 1 guest. Okay, so make sure you read up on that in the FAQ if that's something that you need to consider, okay? All right, so incentive earning period, like I said, started on July 1st and it runs through December 31st. I'm gonna try not to say January. I'm so used to these going through January that everything is a month ahead. So New Year's Eve is gonna be humongous. I mean, we're not gonna go to sleep anyway, right? So we might as well be celebrating our successes of earning this trip. Okay, so there's lots of different categories that you're going to be able to earn points in order to build up that bank of points that you need based on what level you want to earn, okay? So I'm going to talk about those, and then we're going to work on this, okay? And I don't know, in my head, I think it went a little bit better because for some of you guys, you might need to pull some reports to see some of this info, but at least talking about it will allow you to go back. If you're not going to fill it in right now, it'll allow you to go back, pull reports from Workstation if you need to, so that you can see kind of where you're going to fall, okay? But let's talk about how you can earn the points, all right? So the first category is PRV. So obviously, that's a very cut and dry, straight to the point. Hey, before I go any further, Brandon, if I start to go like way long, will you please like cut me off? Okay. So PRV is you get 1 incentive point for every point of PRV. Very simple. You sell 1,000 PRV in the month of July, you just got yourself 1,000 points, okay? You sell 5,000 PRV in July, you just got 5,000 points. Very simple, okay? So when we start working through, well, you know what, why don't we kind of do it at the same time instead of making this twice as much work? So if you're looking at that points planner, in that first line of the white section where it says goal PRV, go ahead and pencil in what you think your goal PRV or what you want your goal PRV to be for the next 6 months. Now remember, Scentsy puts these incentives together in a way to make us work harder than we're working right now, okay? Chances are you're not gonna earn this incentive if you just keep doing what you've been doing, okay? That's not how they set these up. They set these up to push us. So if you normally get 1,000 PRV every month, you should put down no less than 1,500 for your goal, okay? So go in there and pencil in your goal. Please do it in, I mean, you don't have to do it in pencil. I was gonna say, recommend doing it in pencil because you're gonna go back through and adjust some of these after we go through, okay? So pencil in your goal PRV for the next 6 months, okay? That's where we're gonna start. All right, so the next category that we're going to talk about is, I'm not going, these aren't in order. So let me go to the activity bonus. No, we're not going to do activity bonus yet. Hang on, I'm going to renumber these because that's, okay, so goal PRV we just did. Let's talk next about PRV consistency. So that's down there on the bottom white line, and it's listed under November. This could come in November or December. So PRV consistency is a 2,500 point bonus that you will be given if you have 1,000 PRV or more in 5 out of the 6 earning months. Okay, so they don't have to be consecutive months, but you have to have it in 5 out of the 6. Okay, so that's why they put it in November, because if you get it in July, August, September, October, November, that's when you're going to get your 2,500 bonus. That's when it's going to show up in your tracker. Okay, if you miss any one of those months, let's say you miss August, you don't get your 1,000 PRV, then you know in order to get that 2,500 PRV, you need to, or 2,500 points, you need to get 1,000 in the remaining 4 months. So that could hit you in December too, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's, if you don't get one of those months, it's okay. But always, always, always try to push, because like I said, you never know what's gonna happen. And so you don't wanna go, I'm not gonna really work really hard in July, but I could skip that month and still get my PRV in the other months, because you never know what's gonna happen. So always push for it, because if you get the extra in those extra months, it's just bonus, right? It's more, more, more. So, okay. So if you put down 1,000 or more for your goal PRV every month, which you did, right? Everybody did, because we want that bonus, okay? So go ahead and put in 2,500 in that little box that says PRV consistency, because we're all gonna get it. We're all gonna get over 1,000 PRV in at least 5 out of those 6 months, okay? I know we can do it, okay? All right, so that was PRV consistency. All right, so now we're gonna skip around on this, because the way that this is laid out isn't the way that I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna talk about is the certified points, okay? So there's kind of 2 sides or 2 areas to the certified points. So the first area is if you have a consultant or consultants on your team that were enrolled in Scentsy, joined Scentsy before July 1st, but they have not promoted to certified yet. This is the people that we're talking about. If they promote to certified at any point during the 6-month earning period, you're gonna get 250 points for each person that does that, okay? If they enrolled before July 1st, okay? So this is kind of where when I mentioned at the beginning that if you've got people underneath you, you may want to go in and pull reports, because you might not know exactly who's where and all that jazz. So you can go in and pull a frontline report from your workstation, and you can see your list of people and who's where, and then you can see how close they are. If you pull their lifetime PRV, you can work with them one-on-one, get them close, because yes, you're gonna get points for them promoting, but they're gonna get more points. So it's more beneficial for them. It does have a benefit for you, but it has a bigger benefit for them, okay? So anybody who was enrolled in Scentsy before July 1st and promotes to certified during the period, you get 250 points per consultant, okay? The other side of that category is new consultants that enroll during the period, so between July 1st and December 31st, and promote during that time, okay? If they are a new consultant, and hey, Brandon, do you know if reinstatements count for these by chance?
Sorry, just unmuted myself. I do believe from what Josh and I were talking about that reinstatements do count, because we just reached out to some fellow previous consultants to see if they wanted to come back aboard and work on getting that certification done for themselves as well.
Okay, and I've seen a lot of those posts, so that's, now that you mention that, I've seen a lot of those who used to sell Scentsy things, so they probably do. Okay, and it's probably in the FAQ and I just didn't see it, but so it would be then somebody who reinstates or joins between July 1st and December 31st. Now, obviously, if they're reinstatement and they're already certified, then it wouldn't apply. But if they were a consultant before and weren't certified already, then they would, if they certified during the earning period, then they would be considered for this category, sorry. And for those people who either join or reinstate during the period and certify, you get 1,000 points per consultant, okay? So this is why the recruiting during this time is huge. We want to build our teams. We want to get people to join. Number one, because obviously, like I said, you're going to get 1,000 points for every person that joins and you help certify during this period. They're also going to get points. They're going to get 1,000 points when they certify. Okay, and we'll talk about that category in a second, but you both get points. So it's a win-win. It's not like you're bringing someone on your team and getting them to work really hard so that you can get all these points. That's not how Scentsy does things, and we know that. Generally, the benefit for them is bigger than the benefit for you. In this case, it's the same, but in the other cases, it's, you know, the benefit for the actual consultant is more than it is for the sponsor, okay? So looking at that certified points row, if you know off the top of your head how many people you may have that are already enrolled that haven't hit certified yet, or who have just enrolled in July that haven't hit certified yet, go ahead and plug in your numbers. If you don't know those numbers, then you can just leave it blank and get back to it afterwards, but you definitely want to dig into this, because this is where you're going to be getting points for people doing these things. And these are, I mean, every point matters when it comes down to these incentives. You don't want to just say like, oh, it's all right, I don't really need to do that, because you do. You really do. Every category matters and every point matters, okay? So that is the certified points section, okay? And remember, you've got the two different options, two different sides to that category, okay? New consultants, and then previous consultants or previously enrolled consultants. All right, so the next category is the one right underneath that, where it says frontline promotions to lead or star, okay? So this is 1,000 points for each frontline consultant who promotes to lead consultant or star consultant for the first time during the qualification period. So it doesn't matter whether they joined during the incentive period or not. They could have joined in 2015 or they could have joined yesterday. It doesn't matter. If they promote to lead or star, you get 1,000 points for each promotion. If they promote to lead in August and then star in September, you get 1,000 points for each one of those. Okay, so there's 2,000 points at stake there for each consultant. Okay, now if they're brand new and they're coming in hot and they get certified and then they get lead and then they get star, there's even more points that you can build up. Okay, so it's all about getting people going. So on that frontline lead and star, this is another category or another line that you may need to dig into in your workstation with some reports if you aren't 100% sure of who you've got in, you know, in what area right now. So if you can't do that line in full right now, make sure that you dig into it once we're done here and you get your plan set up, okay? So again, that's 1,000 points per consultant that promotes to lead or star during the incentive period, okay? All right. So Okay. All right. So the next one is promotion points. Okay. I'm just checking these off as I go so I don't miss anything. All right. So the next one is promotion points, which is listed right underneath that frontline lead and star promotion line. Now, this is your personal promotion. Okay. So if you are currently a essential consultant and you promote to certified during the incentive period, you're going to get 1,000 points. Okay. If you're currently a lead consultant and you promote to star consultant, you're going to get 2,000 points. Okay, you can see the chart if you're looking at the info from Workstation. It's got it all broken down right there, how many points you get for each promotion. And it's not a it's a one-time thing, but it's not a, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. It's a one-time thing, but you can get multiple of them during the period. Brandon's shaking his head. You got it, Kim. So if you are essential right now and you promote to lead this month, or I'm sorry, you promote to certified in July, you get 1,000 points. Let's say you double promote in August and you go all the way up to star. You get 1,500 for promoting to lead and another 2,000 for promoting to star. So you see where I'm going with this? The quicker you move through the process, the more points you get, okay? You could go all the way up to Superstar Director in 6 months, and you could get yourself all these points added together. I don't know what that is. A lot of points, okay? You guys, people are joining Scentsy and promoting to director in 30 days right now. It's happening. It is happening. We're seeing it in the director's page. There are people that literally started on June 1st that are in the director's page right now. People can do it. You can do it. It doesn't matter whether you just started. It doesn't matter that we're in a pandemic. I completely wiped this whole, like, we're in a pandemic, things aren't happening, because it's bull. Things are happening. People are doing things. So it's possible. Whether you are essential right now or your lead or your star, whatever, the potential is there. You have to harness it and you can get these points and earn this incentive, okay? So go ahead, look at where you are right now. Where do you think you're going to end up? Are you going to promote this month? Put your promotion points in there. Are you close? You know, are you thinking that you could promote this month and next month? Put what you think is going to happen in there. Fill out that line for personal promotion points for what you think you're going to be able to do over the course of this incentive period, okay? So go ahead and fill those out. All right, and so we've got 2 more to touch on. So the next one, I'm gonna go back up to that activity bonus, which is the second line. And the reason that I skipped over that one first is because this one is, I kind of don't like that they called it activity bonus because it was really confusing to me until I looked at these 2 sheets together. What this is basically, it's a paid at rank bonus, okay? So this one applies when So this applies when you are paid, it's determined by what rank you're paid at, okay? So your title is one thing and your rank is another thing, okay? And we're not gonna get into the compensation plan today. That is one of the things I have on my list of training topics, but we're not gonna get into it too much today. But really super condensed version, okay? Let's use me as an example. I'm a director, and in order to get paid at my title of director, there's criteria that I have to meet. I have to have 500 of my own PRV, I have to have group wholesale of 10,000 GWV, and then I have to have 3 active frontline, okay? So in order for me to get, hey Josh, so in order for me to get paid at my title, those are the criteria that I have to meet. So let's say that there's 1 month where I don't get my 500 PRV. We've got the GWV, I've got 3 active frontline, but I only have 200 PRV. I don't get paid at title, but, okay, that's a bad example, scratch that. I get my 500 PRV, but we only have 8,500 GWV, okay? So I don't get paid at title because I didn't hit that criteria, but the criteria for Superstar Consultant is 6,000 GWV. So I hit the criteria for Superstar Consultant, so my rank is Superstar Consultant, okay? My title is still director, but since I didn't hit those qualifications, I get paid at my rank, which is Superstar Consultant, okay? That's my easy example. okay? These activity bonus points or these paid at rank bonus points come into play in that aspect. If you are a lead consultant or above, remember this doesn't apply if you're not lead. So this is incentive for you to promote to lead. If you are essential or certified right now, there's no points for you here, okay? And we want you to get as many points as you possibly can. So work your booty off, promote to certified, promote to lead, get those promotion points, and then start getting paid at rank points, okay? So if you're a lead consultant and you get paid at your rank of lead during this incentive period, every month that you get paid at that rank, you're gonna get 100 points, okay? If you are a superstar consultant and you get paid at your rank, your rank and your title can be the same. It just isn't always, but it can be the same. And if you are getting paid at superstar consultant, you're getting 500 points every month that you get paid at that rank, okay? So the higher your rank, the more points you get, okay? The nice thing is that if you're a superstar consultant, but you only get paid at star consultant, you're still getting 300 points. So, and there have been past incentives where they did paid at title points, where if you got paid at title, you got points, but if you didn't get paid at title, you got 0. So this is way nicer because at least you're still getting rewarded for the work that you're doing, even though maybe one month you fall short, okay? But obviously you want to work as hard as you possibly can because the higher the rank you get paid at, the more points you get, okay? So look at your rank right now. Let's fill out this line. Look at your rank right now. And if you're essential or certified, like I said, you're not going to have any points there for this activity bonus, but that gives you incentive to promote to lead so that you can start earning them, okay? So if you're not a lead yet, figure out when you're going to hit lead in this 6 months because you're going to. So figure out when that's going to happen and start putting in your paid at rank activity bonus points for whatever months you have in there, okay? So that's what we're going to stick in that row. Right, so then the last category, it's not going to apply to everybody, but it does apply to some. So it is the grow with the flow points, which is listed on that last white row, okay? So if you were here prior to July 1st and you earned any level of the grow with the flow summer incentive, you have points coming to you for the fall incentive. Okay, so if you earned level 1, you're going to get 500 points. You can plug that in right now. Congratulations, you have 500 points if you earned level 1 of the Grow with the Flow incentive. If you earned level 2, you're getting 1,500 points. Okay, and if you earned level 3, you're getting 3,000 points. Now, remember with level 3, if you hit level 3, you had 2 options. You could take the goodies plus the points, or you could take the bigger gift card and no points. It's my pro tip. Always take the points. always take the points, okay? And those points for whichever level you hit, those points are being split between the PRV requirements and the recruiting requirements. So if you had 500 points, you're getting 250 towards the PRV requirements for whatever level you have and 250 towards the recruiting sponsoring requirement. Okay, so they're getting split right down the middle. So if you earned any level of Grow with the Flow, go ahead and put your total number of points in there. So now what you're going to do, now that you've got your points filled in, if you don't do this later, it's fine. You're going to go through and you're going to add everything up. Okay, I'm going to show you how, or talk about how this one kind of adds everything up. Obviously that first pink row at the bottom is the monthly total. The second row is your cumulative total. So you're tracking your progress towards your final goal, okay? And then that bottom row is percentage of your total. Again, tracking your progress towards the final goal. We didn't talk about filling in those 4 spots at the top, but that's basically what level you want to hit, what points that's going to require, what's your starting title, what's your goal title, okay? So you're going to take these numbers once you get them all filled in, and if you don't have them filled in right now, that's okay. Do this on your own time, but make sure you do it. Like I said, you don't want to be scrambling in December going, oh my God, what do I do? I want to earn the trip and I have 11 points. You know, it's not going to work. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, it's just not going to work. So add up all your points. See where you fall based on what you put in here. I've redone mine at least 5 times already because I put in what I think I was going to do, and then I add it all up and I fell short. And so then I tweaked a couple things and added some things here, and then I do it again, and maybe I was still short. So you're gonna redo this. You're gonna have to update things. You're gonna have to stretch yourself. You're gonna, if you normally do 1,000 PRV, you're gonna need to push for 2. And you can do it, but you're gonna have to work at it. Okay, like I said at the beginning, Scentsy doesn't give us these incentives so that we can just keep doing what we're doing. Who wants to do that? Like, I want a bigger paycheck. I want to earn the trip. I want to do more. And, so this is going to make me push for that. So fill in your points, see where you fall. Okay. If you are short, if you're good on the recruiting aspect of it or the sponsoring aspect of it, but you're falling short on PRV, you're going to need to bump up those PRV goals. If it's the other way around and you've got good PRV, but you're falling short in the sponsoring area, then you need to bump up your sponsoring. But the key is, you guys, is that you're not just bumping it up on this piece of paper. You got to bump it up in real life. Okay. Like, we can all put some really cool looking numbers on this piece of paper and go, yeah, I totally got this. But if you don't put in the work, then these numbers mean nothing, right? It's just lip service to yourself. So plug it in, see where you fall. If you're short, figure out where you need to work. This is what I'm going to be working on with my team, is I'm going to have them do this. And then I want to look at it with them, and I'm going to go, gosh, well, you want to hit level 2, but you've only projected that you're going to get 5,000 recruiting points or sponsoring points. You need 8,200 to hit that level. So we need to look at making sure that you're working on more recruiting, more sponsoring, because that's the area that you're falling short in. Okay. So like I said, to get to some of these numbers, you're going to need to pull reports in Workstation. If you don't know how to do that, get with your sponsor. They can help you pull the reports that you need from Workstation to see who's where in your team, and how you can, then you need to work with those people to see how you can help them meet their goals, because them meeting their goals helps you meet your goals. But it's about them meeting their goals, because that's where the magic happens, really, is you helping other people meet their goals helps you meet yours. Okay. So any questions? No questions. We're all gonna earn this incentive, right, you guys? We all have like 80 million points, and this is a big one. This is a big one. There's lots of points. Like 94,000 points. I need to sell all the things and sign up all the people. But it's like I said at the beginning, it's set up that way for a reason. And it's really in our best interest to work for it. I tell my team all the time, it doesn't matter if you have absolutely no desire to go wherever this trip is. If you have a desire to build your business, then pretend that whatever this incentive is, when we find out, pretend it's the one place you've always wanted to go in your entire life. Like, it's the only thing on your bucket list. You have to do it. Even if it's not, pretend that it is and work like it is so that you can build your business, and then you can go wherever you want, right? So I did not have the chat open, so Robin. I don't even know if Robin's still here. She probably fell asleep. I see her on here. She could still be sleeping. All right, you guys. So that's what I have for the incentive. And I think I left Josh and Brandon a little bit of time to talk about the other stuff. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm always accessible to you. But like I said, fill these in, get yourself a game plan going, and work with your sponsor. If that's me, get in touch with me. If it's not me, get in touch with your sponsor, and work on this together, because you're in it together. We're all in it together, and we can help each other in areas that we need help in. And every single person can earn whatever level they're shooting for if you make a plan and you put in the work. Okay, I promise. All right, Josh or Brandon. I don't remember who's going next.
It is supposed to be Josh, and I don't know where he disappeared to, because we are actually, he was, and we're not together. I'm actually going to be in Michigan tomorrow, Cam. Yeah, well, northern Michigan, so sorry. Not in your direct area. And Josh is in Florida, so we're apart right now. So I wish I could, usually I have good tabs on him, but not tonight. So While we're waiting for him, guys, I guess I will talk about some of the things I was going to talk about to wrap it up. Josh was going to go next with his little topic, but Kim, you did a great job explaining the incentive tracker and how it works. And guys, I'm so excited too. I can't wait to see where this trip is, whether you're new to Scentsy. Oh, and by the way, I'm Brandon. I'm a star director with Scentsy. I know there's so many new faces I haven't got to see or meet you guys. So you feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'd love to chat with you, but keeping everyone's time in mind right now, I won't babble too long, but use this points planner that you guys have been filling out tonight. When Josh and I joined Scentsy 9 years ago, it was a cruise. It was launched to leadership on a Royal Caribbean ship, and that was something we've always wanted to do. We always wanted to go on a cruise, and then Scentsy offered it. And I said, well, I don't care what it takes. I'm going on that cruise. So, whether you're a Disney person, a cruise person, tropical island person, like Kim said, make this the vacation you've always wanted to go on, because I promise you, no matter what it is or where it is, it's going to blow your mind. But using the points planner, think of it as like a rest. Oh, did you have something, Kim?
I just wanted to say something super quick because what you said reminded me of something.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it before because now it's happened twice, right? You never know what is going to happen. We've had now 2 opportunities where Scentsy has offered cash buyouts for trips that couldn't happen for one reason or another. And so there are people out there that could have earned this latest incentive trip and maybe didn't work hard for it because it wasn't something they were interested in. And then they lost out on a cash buyout because they didn't work hard because that trip didn't interest them.
Yeah.
And they kick themselves because they lost out on money, cash money. And you know what? Like I said it the first time it happened, I'm like, this might never happen again. And now it's happened again. So you really never know what the circumstances are going to be. That's why I always say work for it, even if you don't want it, because what do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing except maybe a cash buyout.
And speaking of her cash buyout point, great point that she made, because another cruise incentive trip they offered was the Mediterranean cruise. And Josh and I actually earned that one because that's something we always wanted to do, but they offered a cash buyout. And that was the same year we got married. So we took the cash buyout and used it toward our wedding. So you can do whatever. It's amazing. But before I get way off track, because I see Josh just joined back, is use your points planner as like a recipe card. So all of those items that Kim went over individually, those are different ingredients for your recipe. And your recipe is to earn the trip. So you may have to tweak, like she was saying, or you may have a lot of this, and that's great, because it's earning you points, but you may need to, you see an opportunity to earn more points by sponsoring or something like that. If you follow this and take it one step at a time, it's going to be super easy for you. It's not going to feel overwhelming, and you can earn this. Like Scentsy makes obtainable goals for all of us as long as we put forth the effort. So Josh, are you here? Does anyone see Josh?
I saw him pop back on and now he's gone again.
He did, and he's not even responding to my text messages. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure if he was here that he had the floor. But, okay, so yeah, that was my thing. I wanted to speak more after Josh, but something I know that he is going to speak about is big dreams, big goals. And if she is still here, Laura, are you on here still, Laura Bunch?
Yes, I'm still here, Brandon.
You're here, Laura?
Yep.
Hey, Laura, would you do us the honor while we're waiting for Josh to get back on? Could you share where I just brought up to the group about big goals, big dreams? Can you share with us? I know this is where kind of putting you on the spot. And first of all, thanks for being here tonight on the training. And would you mind stepping out of your comfort zone and maybe taking like 5-ish minutes and sharing what your big goal or dream is?
Well, luckily Josh didn't put me on the spot because he told me yesterday.
Good.
I had time to prepare. No, my big goal, like I have a couple of them actually. Like mid-August, end of August, I want to reach lead because I'm like super, super close to reaching lead. And so that's just a small goal for me. But my big goal is to hit director by the end of the year, if not before. And, I started back March 11th, and I honestly didn't see myself where I'm at now. I had the doubts and fears like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and this is really complicated. But it's not. It has come so easy to me. And I mean, that's the only way I can explain everything is like with Scentsy, your goals are virtually endless. I mean, you
So
have everything at the palm of your hand. I mean, it's up to you where you reach.
absolutely. And I think that is an awesome goal to set for yourself, being director. And you've done a terrific job from the get-go. And I know that if you continue to show that tenacity, and it's you doing it, no one else is doing it for you. You're putting in the work yourself. You're going to absolutely be able to reach those goals. So I think that's great. And I can't wait to see you reach that goal. And sorry, I'm multitasking right now because I'm getting feedback from Josh right now. He has lost power, but he's sending me his notes. So, I'm glad you're recording this one, Kim, because we could probably make some money on America's Funniest Videos or something. But okay, so what Josh was saying, he wanted to talk on big goals. And basically, guys, if you don't junk your comfort zone and don't step out of your comfort zone, you're only going to achieve what you've always achieved. If you want to reach high, aim high, and do more, and be the best version of yourself you can be, whether it's a mother, a father, a business owner, a Scentsy consultant, you have to step out of that comfort zone, dream big, go big. So sure, maybe you have a small goal set forth for yourself of doing something, and that's great. Small goals are wonderful, but have a big goal in mind too, because if we only set small goals, we only have small achievements. So not setting big, scary goals can be toxic to your business, because if you aren't willing to take the risk to do something you never thought was possible, you never will reap those rewards of it as well. And I think, Kim can definitely speak to this as well, that, maybe she was scared to even join Scentsy in the first place. Maybe she thought she was just a good customer, and she loved the free product. But Kim, that is a true story, right? Okay, that's what I thought. So, but she took the chance, joined, and, a few years later, look at Kim now. Kim is just like all of you guys can do it too. There's nothing, special. Kim's not a mutant with DNA or like superhuman DNA or something. She's just a regular person, just like all of us. And we all have different circumstances in our life, but don't let those circumstances hold you back from dreaming big. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So, and pushing yourself, because in order, again, to achieve those big goals, you have to step out of that comfort zone. And once you start learning how, okay, I just did that and that wasn't so scary. That was actually kind of easy, or easier than I thought it was going to be. It'll make it that much easier for you the next time. And then you might be willing to say, okay, well, I'm terrified to do live videos. I honestly don't like talking on like this platform. I can be a little bit shy. So in person will be great, but I just don't like this. But so I'm stepping out of my comfort zone right now, speaking on this format. You can do these things as well. And guys, I'm so sorry because I feel bad right now that I'm not giving you Josh's full speech right now that he had covered. But does anyone have any questions or need examples or anything about big goals or the points planner, the incentive trip, anything like that?
Hey, Josh, Brandon, Laura wanted to say something else.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Laura.
Hey, something that I literally had 2 pages of stuff written down, but I know the biggest thing that was for me was don't let fear and doubt get in your way, because you can do it. And all it takes is to build that relationship. And, yeah, we got to remember we're not going to build that relationship overnight, but work on it every single day, no matter where you're at, grocery store, doctor's office, somewhere, because you might be that blessing that person needed.
Yeah.
And then right there, you're going to build that relationship.
Absolutely. That's a really great point too. So I love that. And Laura, if I cut you off, I really do apologize, because if you had something else to say, I did not mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Good. Kim, did you have anything else that you wanted to add, recap, or anything like that?
I always have more. No, I'm just kidding. No, but when you said, like, you can be scared of doing these things, and I feel like my life is like a series of like quotes, because one of the things that I know that like I think to myself all the time is, it doesn't get easier, you get better. Because let me tell you, you guys, talking about the opportunities still isn't easy for me. I still get sweaty. I still, I'll message a hostess about, flipping her party or whatever, and I send her a message in Facebook, and then I immediately walk away from the computer because I'm scared of what the response is going to be. It doesn't get easier for me, but I know that, number one, if I don't do it, the answer is absolutely no. So, there's that. And that you just get better at not taking things personally. I'm someone who takes things very personally. I always have, but I've gotten a lot better at not taking things personally, thanks to Scentsy. I mean, because you have to be able to handle, or at least manage, that rejection, because you're going to get rejected. You're going to hear no. You just have to continue to push through the fear, because, like I said, it doesn't necessarily get easier. You just get better at handling it and managing it. But if you let the fear stop you, then you're dead in your tracks. Literally, you're dead in your tracks. Because if you're going to let the fear of talking to someone about the opportunity stop you from doing it, then you're never going to build a team. If you let the fear of feeling like you're being spammy to people, if you feel that way, you might be, so you need to reevaluate how you're talking. But you know what I mean? Like, if you are going to let the fear of whatever it is stop you from doing it, then you're not going to do anything, whether it's Scentsy or, like I think about people asking people out on a date, whatever it is. If you let the fear stop you, you're dead in your tracks. So you have to make a decision at that point. Am I going to sit here and be dead in my tracks, or am I going to push through it and see what's on the other side? You have to do it.
Kim, you know what? While you were talking, it made me think, like, okay, what you said is absolutely true. Whether you apply this to your personal life and not even, take Scentsy out of the equation, if you let fear stop you, you're not going to do a lot of things in life. But now, specifically speaking to our Scentsy businesses, think about what a huge benefit we have as Scentsy consultants. We have this amazing support group and support system that is specifically here to help all of us, no matter who we are, what we are, succeed. And it might be someone on Kim's team, someone on our team, someone on your team under you. We're all here to help each other succeed. We're not saying, oh, no, I can't have you achieve this incentive because I won't. No, we all can. There's room by the fire for all of us, is one of my favorite quotes, speaking of living in quotes. But we have a great support system with Scentsy. And I think for first-time attendees to FSR this year, the video, I really think we'll be able to. But when you attend a Scentsy event, you just get filled with this intense support and community, and there's nothing better in the world than that. So if I got to push through a fear or step out of my comfort zone, there's no other people or company that I would rather do it with than this company, these people, and be at the helm of your own business.
And once you start experiencing the results of whatever fear you're pushing through, it really does help build your confidence to do it again. It might not be easier, but you think you're able to go, okay, I did this before and it worked. And you know what? It might not work this time, but I did it already once. I can do this. So whatever it is, like once you start experiencing the results of whatever it is you're pushing through, you're definitely going to build confidence. And like Brandon said, I mean, the support that we have in Scentsy, and it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop in this group. It doesn't stop under Laura's group. I have people that I talk to every single day that are not under Laura. I have a whole group of boot camp people that I went to boot camp with. I have people that I've never even met before, but I message with on a regular basis. Like Scentsy Consultants, it literally, I mean, I know that it sounds corny, but we are like one huge family. Like it doesn't stop under your team. Like we're not competing with anybody. And so if you meet somebody on one of the consultant groups and you find that, you know, you jive really well with them, message them. Create a relationship with them, because eventually, hopefully, you'll be able to meet them in person at SFR and you guys can be really good friends. You know what I mean? And you've got that extra support system, because sometimes you might just need somebody else besides your sponsor or besides somebody on our team. It's okay to go elsewhere if you need to find support elsewhere, but you can't let whatever is stopping you, you have to get out of your own way. I've gotten in my own way basically my whole life. And I'm not kidding when I say that I am a completely different person now than I was when I joined Scentsy. And it's really all of the things that I've done in Scentsy that have put me here. Like there is no way that I would be talking to any number of people in any capacity 4.5 years ago. Like none whatsoever. Even when I hit director, I was like, oh my God, now I got to do like meetings and stuff. What? You know what I mean? Like it's terrifying. But you just start doing it, and it doesn't get easier, but you get better at it.
I love that quote. Kim, did you mute yourself?
I did.
Yeah.
If Tara's still on here, she knows that me and mute. Oh, you guys. Okay, so can I tell you guys a funny story? You're all gonna laugh. I already told a couple of you guys. So, because I think we're probably almost done. So the other night I was on Accelerated Leadership Call, which is a program that they have, that Scentsy has set up for Director Q and above. They do it like twice a year, and it's an accelerated leadership program. And we have every week we have a call. So every other week it's like a training call, and then in between weeks are group coaching calls, small group coaching calls. So we were on our small group coaching call on Tuesday night, and I was doing my 15-minute express messenger party, and then I went upstairs to put the kids to bed, and I came downstairs singing Thunder by Imagine Dragons. Was not muted. Was not muted. And I didn't even know it until Sydney Coons said, I don't think Kim knows that she's not muted. So you guys, like, you just gotta laugh at yourself. But yeah, me and Zoom and mute, as much as I complain about other people not muting themselves when they get on calls, like I need to check myself for sure. But that call was recorded and posted in the Accelerated Leadership group, so it's all over the place now. But
I'm definitely gonna have to get my hands on that.
I don't have anything else. I mean, I could sit and talk all night, you know that, but I think, the one other thing we were going to talk about is like a midpoint check-in for this.
Yes.
So we're doing this July through December. So I think at one of our September, maybe like our second September training or meeting or whatever, we'll work in like a midpoint check-in. And we will obviously be checking in with your sponsor on a regular basis. If you're running it, you know, if you're struggling in one area or something like that, make sure that you're communicating with your sponsor. But I think towards the mid to end of September, we will do not the same exact thing again, but we'll kind of get together as a group and just say, where are you on your plan? Like at this point, you should be 50% of the way towards what your total is. If you're not there and you need help, how can we help you? And then we can just kind of maybe bounce ideas off of each other. If somebody's ahead of schedule and they have some tips or ideas that they want to share with the group to maybe inspire somebody, we can do that, because I don't want people to be behind and then not reach out for help. I mean, ultimately it's up to you to reach out for help if you need it, because nobody's going to know that you need help unless you ask for it. But I feel like having something set up where we can touch base midway and be like, okay, how does everybody feel about where you are right now? What can we help you with? And then we work the second half of it focusing maybe on the areas that we might be falling short in. So that's what I think we were going to plan on doing, was doing that about halfway. And the last thing I had on my agenda was, and we don't have to talk about these now, but you can either put them in the chat or let Josh or Brandon or me know future training topic subjects. I do know that I want to talk, I know for sure, for at least for my team, I want to talk about the compensation plan, how we get paid. There's a lot of people that literally have no idea how we get paid or why my check was X number of dollars, don't understand it. And so I want to be able to break it down for you guys. So compensation plan, but what other things do you guys want to have training sessions on specifically? Because that way we can, between Josh and Brandon and I, can come up with, whatever. Presentation is the word I was looking for.
And maybe some of those big goals we were talking about tonight, maybe think of what is it going to take for you to achieve those big goals? And if there's something you struggle with to help you reach that big goal, put that in the comments or reach out to us and let us know so we can help train on that and get you to your big goal.
Yep. Yeah. So definitely let us know what you guys want to, or what areas that you want us to dive into with you guys, because everybody kind of has different needs and different things that they want to work on. And I don't want to say we can't hit everything, because eventually we can hit everything. We just have to do it in bite-sized pieces. But now I think that we're at a point where we can really get these scheduled as a group and move forward with them. We can get topics lined up and we can get these things ready to go, so that throughout the fall, we've got valuable material and valuable info for you guys to actually apply to your businesses. Because it's one thing to come in here and do a work session or chit chat about what's happening, in Scentsy land right now, but it's another thing to actually get valuable things that you can take back to your business. And that's what we want to be doing for you guys. Okay. All right. I'm writing these things down that are coming up in the chat. So Laura asks, question, if your sponsor is not as involved, could we reach out to someone else? Absolutely. What I tell my team is always start with your sponsor, because it is their responsibility to help guide you. Obviously they can't do the work for you, but it is their responsibility. And as a director, I tell all of my downline to reach out to their sponsor first. Number one, like I said, because it's their responsibility, but I also need to give them the opportunity to do what they're supposed to be doing. When people come directly to me, I don't want to overstep their sponsor, especially if there's 2 or 3 levels in between us. There's other people that I want to make sure are getting the opportunity to guide you in the way that needs, what needs to happen. So absolutely, you can go above those people if you need to, but use a chain of command. Definitely start with the person that you enrolled under. If they're not active, meaning if they're not participating or they're not giving you the support that you need, then absolutely go to somebody else, because it's not fair for you to be floating out there by yourself. But give them the opportunity first, because that's what they signed up for when they started building a team. And there are people out there that decide once they do that they're not interested in it. But they need to at least be given the opportunity before you start, jumping up higher.
And remember too, guys, connecting back to what we were just talking about, great question too about the sponsor. When Josh and I joined, our sponsor quit the days after we joined. So we were just like, what do we do? We never even heard of Scentsy before, but we purposely said, okay, well, we chose to do this. This is our responsibility now to either sink or swim. So we use those resources, the social media networks, through the Scentsy pages, the groups, also the workstation, and just putting yourself out there in Scentsy land, like Kim was saying. Make those connections with people. If you feel someone like you might have bonded with them, reach out to them, talk to them more. So you can totally do it. But Kim's absolutely right. Follow the chain of command. If that doesn't work or they aren't able to, then don't leave it up to them to toe your line for your business. You be that boss babe or boss bro that you are, and you make it work.
Good. All right, does anybody else have any other questions that we can hit right now? It's 10:00. Well, my watch says 10:01. My computer says 10:05, so it's somewhere in between there. All right, it looks like we've gotten to, I think we've gotten to everything that's in the chat. So you guys, thank you for hopping on. I hope that we all hope that this was helpful in terms of kind of navigating this incentive and creating a plan for you guys. Like I said, everybody's reaching for a different level. So what your focus needs to be may be different from someone else's focus, but it doesn't mean that we can't help each other and be there for each other, because we can all earn whatever it is that we are reaching for if we put in the work and we support each other. Make sure you're working with your sponsor on your plan. If you need help, ask. I'm not a mind reader. I don't think anybody else here is a mind reader. So we don't know that you guys need help unless you reach out and ask for it. I can't chase people down and say, hey, did you do your plan for the incentive? I can't. I just can't. Like, I chase those 3 out there enough. I can't chase anybody else. But work on this. Start digging in now. Don't wait. You're going to need all 6 months to earn this. We are all going to need all 6 months. If you didn't think about a big goal, or you don't know what your big goal is that you want to happen this fall, figure it out. Because if you don't have something to work for, you're not going to be as motivated or inspired to do more. Okay. The incentive is a huge goal, but you got to have something else too. Okay. And then, like I said, if you have any other training topics that you want us to touch on, reach out to Josh and Brandon or me and let us know so that we can kind of get those lined up in the queue, and we'll make sure to hit on those throughout the fall. So I think the plan is for next week, we'll do a work session, power hour work session. So same time, same place, bring stuff that you're working on if you're doing VIP mailers, or if you're doing anything for your team, or if you're working on trying to get parties booked or whatever. Come with that stuff in hand. If you have questions, bring them with you. For those of you who've been on them before, we just kind of chit chat, and now we don't have to be stuck to 30 minutes because we bought the pro plan. So we don't have to like rush and then get cut off after 40 minutes. We're good to go. So bring stuff with you, bring questions. If you have something that's working for your business, bring that too, because we can always use more ideas. That's it. That's all I got. Anybody else got anything they want to say? Speak now, or All right, you guys. Thanks for being on. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Josh. If he made it back on, I don't think he did, but
he didn't.
But you can pass on the message.
Yeah.
Tell him we
Bye,
covered
guys.
it. It's fine.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, you guys. Thanks.